how many men are doing that on a daily basis and minimizing their impact, deflecting the acknowledgement that they're most desperately actually seeking.
Well, I just want to say for guys listening to this right now, don't just engage in passive listening like you're only kind of half listening. Stop right now and ask yourself, what do you really fucking want? What would you really love? And most people can't answer that question. When we ask a lot of men that, they're like, well, I would kind of like. No, I didn't ask what you would kind of like. What do you
or what they don't want?
Right. Yeah. What do you really desire? What is the highest expression of your life? Aim big. Like, what do you really, really want?
Yeah. And
pinpointing that, once you know what that thing is, and you'll know it, by the way, when you find it, I believe you'll know it, because one, it's going to resonate. It's going to give you goosebumps. It's probably going to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And that part of you that's scared is all the not good enough nonsense that you've been programmed with. The truth of you is the one desiring it. Yeah. The truth of you is the one that's inspired by it. So don't buy into the fear.
Takes action, by the way.
And then takes action, because once you know what it is, you can plot the course from where you are now to how to get there. And there's countless stories of the greats in whatever field it was that started from nothing with no resources and made a decision to pursue the life of their dreams, to go for what they really desired. As Joseph Campbell says, to follow their bliss.
Right.
And out of nothing and nowhere, boom, that life was created. So what's stopping you?
Well, I got one. I'm going to throw another D word out. We've been talking, desire and default. A lot of men deflect, right? And whether that's through wounding or a shield or a barrier or not knowing how to take something in, I think a lot of men will deflect their desire, or maybe they'll act on it. Maybe if it's like a sexual desire or something like that. But just even in receiving gratitude, we talked about how, getting a little bit of acknowledgement goes a long way for men, right? But how many people in general, when they receive maybe a positive reflection, deflect it? Or classically, when someone says thank you, you're like, no, thank you. How about just saying you're welcome?
Yeah.
Right. How
Don't
about
worry about it.
Right. No big deal. Right. No problem. Yeah. But it's like, we just rattled off 4 of them right there. But how many men are doing that on a daily basis and minimizing their impact? Well, deflecting the acknowledgement that they're most desperately actually seeking, right? So it's a zero-sum game if we do that.
Right. And I think that, when we talk about that, acknowledgement does go a long way. We want to know that we're making a difference. It's not like, oh, you're such a good boy, pat on the back. It's we want to know that we're making a difference. We want to know that we're emotionally impacting our women specifically. We want to feel desired by our women as well as have our desire for our life on our own, right? So that acknowledgement goes a long way.
By the way, man, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Kind of pro tip right there.
Yeah.
God, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no. It's true. No, you just got me thinking about all the possibilities of how that goes both ways. If your woman gets dressed for the night, comes out, and it's a dress you haven't seen before, even, you know what? Honestly, guys, it doesn't matter if you have seen it before. And you go, is that a new dress? And she says, yes, like waiting for the acknowledgement. And you go, how much did you spend on that? You've missed it.
Yeah. My wife doesn't have any of this. If I miss the compliment, she'll be like, "Can you go back out and come back in and try that again?" She'll give me that grace. She's like, no.
Go out and come back in. You're going to do this again.
Yeah.
Got
to expand that vocabulary.
Yeah, and just little nuances. That dress looks beautiful. Not quite as effective as you look beautiful.
Right.
You make that dress look good.
Exactly.
That's different.
Very different energy there.
Very
and this
different
is
energy.
this is a muscle we got to build, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not in our, I don't want to say not in our DNA, but it's not how we speak to other men, right? I mean, how often do you say to men, "Hey, that's a real good looking shirt you got on there, man"?
Yeah, well, I never say to men, "You make that dress look good." Never, ever will I say that.
My point is, once I get over laughing here, is we have to practice this, right? We have to practice desire. And, you have desire, you have wants, you have a calling, you have things that you would love. I think in every actionable we do on these episodes is, have you written it down?
Yeah.
Have you shared it? Have you taken inventory or stock in what it is that you would love? Right?
Yeah.
Even just speaking that out loud, again, psychobabble bullshit here, getting metaphysical, changes the vibration of your heart field, which then impacts what attracts and resonates, use the word resonate earlier, into your field and the people, the places, and the circumstances that will then show up to accommodate what was spoken.
Right.
It always comes back to these very simple, profound truths and how universal intelligence and innate intelligence and how they work together and how we, I know you've been deep diving Joe Dispenza. You were recently at the biohacking conference he spoke at, and started out as a chiropractor, right? But getting alignment is really what he ultimately is talking about, right? Alignment within yourself, alignment within your heart and the field of the heart to then be the generator. What's that?
And that higher intelligence,
that higher intelligence, power. Right? The universal and the innate coming together. And then from there, it's like, spontaneous healings can happen, manifestations that seemed impossible. Why? Because it lives on that channel. And that channel, the core of that channel is desire. You have to be able to speak to what you love and not deflect it and actually be able to ultimately verbalize and put into word what it is. Right. So such a powerful, and you could probably add a little bit from your experience of that with him, but that was to me like just confirmation. And he has so many examples of healing and different things that have happened that it's pretty much undeniable at this point. I think we're all in agreement